Hello, I'm Simon Anderson. Welcome to Afl Riverina TV. Running a football club is no easy task, and some years are a bit tougher than others. Now, the Rock Huron Creek have been at grand final day for the past 3 years, but this year has not been so kind for the boys. The Magpies are already looking to 2015 and treating this year as a bit of a transition. Joining me to talk about the life cycles of football clubs is the Rock Huron Creek's president, Gavin Hofert. Gav, thanks for joining us.
No problems, thanks for having me.
Gav, you guys have just re-signed Dave Pieper for next season. Dave was going to join us today, but I understand he's just had a baby boy, so congratulations to him for that one. What is it that you guys are going to take out of this season, and what was behind signing Dave so early for next season?
We thought that we'd re-sign David to get some stability in the club. Obviously, with trying to recruit players into your club, you want that stability at the top there, and the players that we're going to be speaking to realise that David's going to be there, and they know what sort of person he is and a football coach he is. So we felt that's a really good step to get that over and done with. Start at the top and then work our way down through our playing list.
Now that decision was announced at the Rock's 2004 Premiership Reunion. Yourself and Dave were both playing for the runners-up North Wagga that year. Obviously, I reckon you guys would have been getting a bit of stick that night from around the club.
Yes, it was. It's pretty unique positions for me being the president of the Rock, David being the coach of the Rock. Then we played against the Rock in 2004. There was a bit of a joke going around that I would welcome everyone into the evening, and then me and Dave would go out the front bar, and we didn't see the club the function for the rest of the night. But we did hang around, and it was a great night to have all the past players there. And I think there was about 18 of the 22 players there, so it was a really good function for the club.
You're both part of the furniture at the club now. What is it that's kept you at the Rock and also kept you in a position of leadership?
I think the opportunities, especially for me and David and myself, being offered the presidency over at the end of last year. I've always been involved fairly heavily with football clubs, and obviously been at the Rock for about 8 years now. They offered me the president's job, and I was very happy to take that on. The
Magpies have been pretty consistent in that decade since 2004. What's the secret to that consistency year in, year out?
A good player base. We've got a lot of good juniors out there that have come through the ranks over the last 10 to 15 years, and then they're still at the club, and it's just a matter of this year we've lost them from last year's grand final, lost some fairly handy footballers, but this year, coming into next year, we hope to keep our playing base. At the moment, we've re-signed 95% of them. We've got a couple of blokes we're still working on, and then obviously we want to recruit some handy footballers into the club.
Is there such a thing as premiership windows in local footies where it's inevitable that clubs experience highs and lows?
I will say yes. As your playing list gets on a bit, your base playing list gets on a bit in age. That certainly is a factor. You look at Temora at the moment; their premiership window is fairly wide at the moment because they've got such a young playing list. So I certainly think that you've got to make the most of the opportunities that you get, and with the playing list that you've got, you've certainly got to try and recruit around them to make a good opportunity to win a premiership.
We mentioned that you were playing back in 2004. What do you make of the standard of the Farah League now to when you were playing back then?
I think it's probably improved more the professionalism side of things. The coaches now are certainly adapting a lot of AFL type plays, scenarios and structures, and that's really drilled into players now. There's a lot more meetings. Back then she'd be on a Sunday morning, might go down to the footy club and have a couple of beers and pretty much didn't talk about football, but a lot of clubs do talk about football now on Sundays mornings and during the week, a lot of team meetings. You're
also the representative coach for the Farah League. Who are some of the best players that you've seen coming through in the recent years?
Probably, Robbie Harper from Area Park was one bloke that was one of the best footballers going around. Brad Aiken from Colin Gully. In the last couple of years, obviously Dave Pieper's just been so consistent with the way that he plays football. And there's a couple of blokes in Temora. Tim McCauley he's just a bull at the gate. He's a strong footballer, and he knows what to do with the ball. Chris Block is another one. He's a smart footballer. So yeah, they're probably the blokes that I'd pick. Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned Dave as a strong player. What are some of his strengths as a coach?
The respect that he gets from the players. His workload. He'll get out there and he'll do the hard work. He won't shy away from that sort of the hard work side of things. He's fairly fit, so he certainly pushes the boys in that regard. But you know, he leads by example on the football ground, but it's the respect that he gets from the players.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much for joining us today. Good luck for the weekend and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yep, no worries. Thanks.